times. This is about an ideology. This is not about medical care. This is about making all of us dependent. And it's about doing things that will be best for the collective. This is, where Obama and his minions are getting their talking points is the Communist Manifesto. Just put it up, and there it is.
Well, wait, let's slow down, because I believe you, because I've studied them, but the average person is going to turn the radio off when you say that. I know that it's true. What in the world does Rahm Emanuel's brother Ezekiel Emanuel mean by communitarianism? What in the world is that?
Well, the most important thing is the community. Individuals are not very important. Basically, you can sacrifice individuals for the good of the collective, for the good of the whole. And so communitarianism means that you look at the whole population as a community, and you set out the goals for the community, like the 5-year plans, etc. And then people can be killed, people can be sacrificed, people can be pushed away and pushed aside, so that those particular goals, those socialistic, communistic goals can be arrived at.
Why are the Emanuel brothers so un-American? And I'm going to say it like it is. They're both Israelis. Are they not originally from Israel, or are they born here?
I think they're of descent, but I think they were.
Well, I know their father fought in the Irgun. Okay, so they come from that genealogy. But why would two American boys who have done so well in this country want to hijack the American way and turn it into something other than the American way? Look, with me, Frank, I'm not going to mince words. These guys are terrifying me. When I read that Ezekiel Emanuel wrote the following, and I want to read it for the audience right now because no one is going to believe it. Here is a quote, another quote from Rahm Emanuel's brother from Lancet, a very respected British journal, Lancet, January 31, he says, He defends discrimination against older patients. Listen to what Ezekiel Emanuel says, quote, unlike allocation by sex or race, allocation by age is not invidious discrimination. You see, every person lives through different life stages, says Ezekiel, rather than being a single age. So even if 25-year-olds receive priority over 65-year-olds, everyone who is 65 years now was previously 25 years. That is absolutely unbelievable to me.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, what's happening now, these are people who've grown up with this far-left liberal attitude that the United States is evil, that all of they have guilt. They have the collective, you want to use the term collective, they've got the collective liberal guilt. The problem is they want everyone else to pay for their guilt, just like they want everyone else to pay for their programs.
Yeah, but this kind of crap was limited to the universities for 30 years. The back wards of mental hospitals are filled with these former LSD cases, and now they're running the country.
Believable to me. And you know what really is even more so is that people who are Jewish people can be supportive of these people.
Let's lay it on the line, Dr. Rosenblum. The Emanuels are Jewish, are they not?
They are.
How in the world can two Jews from Israel talk about limiting medical care like this and sacrificing people with serious illnesses? How in the world does that comply with even their brand of Judaism, which is not so much religious as it is, what's the phrase liberal Jews use? That we're not religious, but we believe in social justice? That's social justice to them, to take someone with Parkinson's and abandon them?
Well, look what happened with Lenin and Lenin. Lenin himself was Jewish. He threw Jews under the bus. He didn't care about Judaism or about freedom of religion or about decency. He was instrumental in the murder, the killing of how many hundreds of thousands of Jews. These people are free.
Now, wait, Dr. Rosenblum, although you yourself are probably Jewish, you don't want to come under the microscopic eye of the Anti-Defamation League, do you?
Well, you know what? I was born Jewish, raised Catholic, so I'm actually a Jewish Catholic. But whatever the case is, I can guarantee you that I'm a better Jew than these guys are.
Well, we won't go into that. I'm not going to judge anyone's better or worse. All I know is that these quotes from Rahm Emanuel's brother, Ezekiel Emanuel, came to light in a New York Post article of July 24th called Deadly Doctors by Betsy McCarthy. Now, if it was only for the New York Post, you could dismiss it as a scandal writing. But these are quotes of Ezekiel from the Journal of the American Medical Association. These are quotes from him from the Hastings Center report. These are quotes directly from him that he wrote in the Lancet January 31. This is totally amazing. Wait, here's another one. Journal of the American Medical Association, June 18, 2008. Here's Rahm Emanuel's brother, Ezekiel, now a major policy advisor on the so-called health reform. Listen to what he wrote. Here's what Emanuel says. He says, quote, hospital rooms in the United States offer more privacy. Physicians' offices are typically more conveniently located and have parking nearby and have more attractive waiting rooms, quote unquote, he means, than necessary. In other words, Americans are getting too good medical care. Isn't that what he's saying? It's not much like the Cuba that he admires. Is that it?
Exactly. That's what he's saying.
So, look, Dr. Rosenblum, you see what's going on now. You see a father goes to a town hall with, what's his name, Dingell. And the father goes berserk, yelling at him and won't take no for an answer. And now Nancy Pelosi calls such protesters un-American. Can you believe this?
That's amazing. It's the very basis upon which America was founded. And the fact is that you know what kind of really fascism these people support. These people support lockstep fascism. I mean, it's like that Peter Singer, who's the famous...
oh, God, I know. He called... I read him years ago. The euthanizer, Peter Singer. Please don't tell me he's advising Obama, please.
I have no doubt that he is. I don't have any proof that he is, but I can't believe that there's not some of him in this. I mean, look, we're faced right now. I'm also president of Oregon Right to Life, and I'm telling you, when you start degrading human existence and the value of human life, it never stops. It doesn't stop anywhere. Previously it was the Jews or the Gypsies or the intellectuals when you went to the communist countries, and now it's going to be what? It's going to be all the babies. It's going to be the people who aren't fit to support and promote the collective, and it's going to be conservatives, Michael. It's going to be conservatives.
Well, Dr. Rosenblum, you know that I have been banned from entry into the United Kingdom, and I have been very quiet about it, but not for very long. And I'm going to tie this into the monstrous regime that's running this country right now and their friends in the Labour Party in England. We've just gotten letters from England that will make every American frightened. My lawyer tried to reason with them to get my name off the list after it came out that they included me simply to balance out the radical Muslims. Do you know what the government wrote back to him? They said, here's what they said. He must renounce what he said even though he didn't say it. And then we might consider doing something along those lines. It's something right out of the ex-Soviet Union or something right out of Hitler Germany. They're telling me that I am guilty until proven innocent. My lawyer says to them, but he didn't say those things. They're saying, well, we don't care, but we need him to renounce them anyway. This is frightening. We are living in a Soviet-like era under these radical liberals, and the people are finally waking up, I think.
Well, they have to wake up. I'll tell you, I've got friends in England, some very good friends in England. I told them that until this stuff stops, I'm not setting foot there. It is unbelievable that you've been treated in this way, an American citizen who has the right to speak his mind, and they're more concerned with what radical Islamists think than what you think. They ought to open their ears and start listening to you, and if they did, they'd understand that what you're saying is the complete truth.
Well, again, I don't want to drag the health care, which is really now a health insurance reform bill. Did you notice how the Democrats, Dr. Rosenblum, subtly changed it a few weeks ago from health reform to health insurance reform? What is it that they're after? Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, you're the doctor, and I'm not that into the whole picture. I know basically what they're doing. The reason someone like Pelosi, who is one of the most horrendous human beings that has ever inhabited the speaker's chair, a monster. I've never seen anything like this. A pig out of Animal Farm. I don't know how I have any other words. These people are out of Animal Farm. They want everyone to cut, and they buy 6 new Gulfstream 550 jets so they can fly their fat behinds around the country with their children at my expense, and we're supposed to take this? Listen to this. This is driving me crazy. Why does Nancy Pelosi want health insurance reform? The only thing I can figure out is her cronies are going to get a big taste of the billions of insuring the American people. In whether it's the Wall Street gang that's going to underwrite these insurance plans. What actually do you think they're after here with the money?
I think that what they're after, Michael, is worse than that. I think to a certain extent they want to reward their cronies. And obviously, Obama has said nothing about tort reform. This is not even in the cards because, the Trial Lawyers Association is a huge...
Well, Obama should start with tort reform and rein in some of these left-wing women, but I certainly would expect tort reform along with the tort reform.
Of course. Of course, but the thing that they're after, Michael, is this is control of the government. If you look over what happened when Medicare was passed in 1965, people say, well, it's the free market system. No, it's the government intervention and destruction of the free market system that has caused what we've got now. It's Medicare and Medicaid they're the 800-pound gorillas, and the independent insurance companies are the fleas on the 800-pound gorillas. Nothing could be done by them in the way that they do it if the government didn't want to create dependence. That's what they want to do.
No, but I understand. But look, the financial end is something we should keep focused on. Nothing is done in Washington unless money is taken off the top, unless people are rewarded, unless people are siphoning off money, unless they're stealing the vig off the top. You got to think of this as an organized criminal enterprise. You got to think of the Sopranos. Why would the Sopranos, after taking over the United States government, want to grab the health insurance industry? That's the only thing you got to ask yourself. And if you wrote the script, you'd figure it out pretty quick that they're going to rob billions of dollars off the taxpayers' table simply to